Oh boy, here we go. Time for another professional review by me. Now it's got to be a very high quality film that I look at first. What could it be? A cat. A talking cat. Well, this is going to be fun. Alright, so our movie opens up with a jazzy song with a waterfall in the background. Well, it's pretty standard for most films these days. Okay, seriously, this goes on for ages actually. I kid you not, this is a marathon right about now.
I like your work.
Who the hell is that?
Always have.
Well, it's in the name of the film, I suppose, but still.
I like to be
why is he
indoors
mimicking
on my
Garfield
fluffy
and not
bed
making
as
his
much
own
as
personality?
anything. More
That's
than
incredibly
probably.
pointless.
I've heard them say.
Yeah, I'm just going to go and
it's
cut
a
out a
simple
lot
thing
of this
you
opening
shake
intro,
most.
because it's literally just a cat
Right
chatting
now,
about complete rubbish
it's the
right now.
wind in the trees.
Okay, this is where things start to get really juicy. You know those old cinematic intros that old cartoon movies used to have, like Pink Panther? Well, this takes it to the next level. It looks like it's using the filters ripped straight out of Video Star or something. And I kid you not, it goes on for 5 minutes. It's literally just a video of a cat jumping around and playing, with this really obnoxious circus music playing. And I'm not even joking, it takes up about 5 minutes of this film's hour-and-a-half runtime. Oh, thank God, it's finally finished. Well, there's a good representation of me watching this film.
This thing is hideous. What was I thinking?
Yes, that's right, you heard it here first, folks. This is the first line of dialogue in the entire movie. That's not done by a cat.
Vroom!
This is how the story begins. Anyway, the film starts with some bloke called Phil talking to his really loserish son. Apparently he's lost his job for a big programming business, as in, like, making websites maybe? I'm not too sure. But he's incredibly depressed about it and doesn't know what to do with his life.
Now they say that I've got enough money to retire.
Didn't you already have enough money?
Oh yeah, and he's also rich, if you couldn't tell by his enormous house. And like everything we've seen so far in this movie, they sit around talking about it for an excruciatingly long time. And then the son buggers off upstairs. Preceding this, the cat just wanders into homes as it pleases, while the boy gets a phone call from someone. Turns out it's some girl from his English class, and she's stuck with her homework, and he completely has a meltdown because of it.
No. I mean, yeah. I mean, I was in Mr. Garvey's class last year, but yeah.
And, which should be this movie's motto by now, this excruciatingly awkward and incredibly cringy conversation goes on for far too long. And then he invites her around to help her with her work, of which then he reaches the meltdown overload.
I mean, come on, no payment necessary. I mean, no shoes, no shirt, no service.
What does that mean?
I guess I'll see you tomorrow.
And to save me talking about this scene a lot, because it happens all the time in this movie, the cat just comes and goes as it pleases throughout the houses. Everyone loves it, no one cares.
Oh, I did see a cat, that one.
Yeah, me too. Hey, let's go order that pizza, huh?
And now, because there are two sets of characters in this film, we move over to the other household, which the cat seems to seamlessly teleport to. And I like to call this family the Slag household.
Has anyone seen my shoes? And they're not going to want to see my toes.
Trust me, everyone in this family is absolutely wretched.
Hey, Mom.
Yes, Tina, and no, you can't go to business college.
But, Mom, I didn't even say which one.
It doesn't matter which one.
Oh, trust me, and the siblings despise each other and will constantly argue in every scene they're in.
Quit bugging Mom about business college.
Why don't you shut it?
Why don't you shut it? You're the annoying one.
No, you're the one who doesn't even know what he's going to do with his life. At least I have direction and purpose.
Holy cow, you're laying down the burns there, ma'am.
I hate you, Trent.
Ditto.
Can you guys give it a rest and help me find my shoes, or I won't feed you this week?
This family is absolutely savage, and I hate them all. The family continues to argue, the cat narrates a bit more exposition, and then it's on to the next day.
Suck up.
In this scene, it's talked about that the dad can't cook. I'm not sure who cooked for him, considering he doesn't have a wife, but he was trying to cook waffles or something and set off the smoke alarm and almost burnt down the house. And then they tried to joke about it quite a lot.
I can't make waffles.
What's he supposed to be fanning anyway? The smoke alarm's in the kitchen and he's halfway down the hall. And then, in the typical dorky boy fashion, the guy has another meltdown because the girl from his English class is supposed to come here today and he needs to tutor her.
You have a really nice house.
Thanks.
Does it always smell like waffles?
You know, for a film called Talking Cat, there really isn't that much talking cat. And also, the kitchen's the other side of the house. The house is gargantuan. How the hell can she smell burnt waffles from ages ago from the other side of the house?
Oh, hey, is that your cat?
No. I don't even know what he's doing here.
I heard that.
Oh, I like cats.
Ooh, cats like you too.
Is this sarcastic commentary? Even at least trying to be snarky and conveying emotions would be helpful. Take Garfield. He hates everything, but he has such a great tone of voice and personality. We all love him for it. This is just a regular tabby cat that sounds like anger from inside out with his throat punched in. And what's with all the awkward silence? Say something! So along with all the awkward silences, this scene just keeps going and going and going. Until he literally goes off somewhere to study, I think, maybe?
Oh, okay. What the heck, cat?
Don't look at me.
Yeah, don't look at him. As far as you're concerned, he's not actually said anything yet. He only thinks these things. Let's move on anyway. I'm incredibly bored of these people. And now let's cut back to the Slag family with all their moanings and grumblings.
How much does it pay?
I don't know.
Goofus.
No, you're the goofus, actually.
And now outside, while the son's drilling some fences, the mother actually has a really touching scene with him about what he wants to do with his life and how he's not really creative. Save for the obnoxious circus music playing in the background that completely ruins any sort of emotion.
Okay, you'll figure it out. Don't let your sister get you down.
I don't.
Good. And I'm proud of you.
Now back inside with the daughter and the cat, while the daughter's on the phone with a very in-depth and intellectual conversation.
I know. I know. I know. I know. I know. I know. Goodbye. I am such a good friend.
When suddenly...
Read your beeping machine.
Who said that? Trent, are you messing with me?
It's not Trent, it's me.
It's a miracle! For the first time in 25 minutes, the cat in
You're
A
a
Talking
cat.
Cat
Read
is
your
talking!
machine.
And you're talking?
Wowza. That's some professional editing right there. It's like they got the oval tool in Microsoft Paint and just scaled it up and down repeatedly.
Yes.
Why?
Exactly! Why even bother with this film? So with the jolly CBeebies music in the background, the cat explains that it can only ever talk to one person and never speak to them again. It's the rules, he says. Don't ask for much more outside of that, because it's never really brought up again.
Oh, it was just talking to me, like words, sentences, language out loud to me.
Yes, dear, I'm pretty sure your mother knows what the definition of talking is.
This is why you have no imagination. A talking cat? That's just stupid. That's the best you could come up with. That doesn't even make sense, you moronic oaf.
I didn't even do anything.
These people really are the worst. So anyway, the girl storms up to her bedroom and stares at her laptop for an abnormally long time. Only to find Phil, the guy from earlier, was fired. Something we already knew. Oh no! What an absolute shocker! What a plot twist! Ah well, who cares about that anyway? Let's move back to the other house, with that juicy 5 frame a second transition slide. You can tell the camera equipment was really top quality and best for the job. Here we are again with a fat loser Phil, sleeping on the bed with this stray cat. For all we know, could have diseases and fleas. He's very lenient.
Duffy, what am I gonna do?
Try taking a long walk into the woods.
Yeah.
Hooey! There he goes again with his Microsoft Paint mouse.
Somebody in
And
here.
why do they play that
Lazy
dastardly
old
catchy
Washington
music
types.
every time the cat speaks? It's just so unfitting,
Duffy?
but
You should
also
take
great.
a walk in the woods,
What's going on here?
and then have a talk in the woods.
Anyway, after an incredibly long dose of exposition and understanding, the dad's told to go into the woods for no reason at all. Of course he complies.
You can talk? But only once?
I don't make the rules, Phil.
No, I don't suppose you do.
And what does he do? After a magnificent sprint down the corridor, really showing off his great athletic finesse, he chases after his son, who's then pretty pissed when the cat in fact doesn't talk, regardless of the fact the cat already told him that he won't be able to talk again.
Go ahead, Duffy. Tell Chris what you told me.
Are you okay, Dad?
Oh, anyway, let's cut back to the good old Slug family, where they're doing what they do best. But first, a quick scene of showing the old loser lumbering around the
This
woods.
is really nice.
Because why not? We should all appreciate the finer things
Who
in life.
thought? It's right across the street.
Hey, loser. Don't try and prank me today. You don't have it in you.
I'll pretend like I know what you're talking about.
With the girl buggered off to the library, the boy decides to step outside. And you guessed it, it happens again. Ugh.
What's up with you, Cat?
I'm a talking cat, but I can only talk to a person once. And there's a collar my original owner gave me, buried under a grove of magical trees due north of here. Is there a big fallen tree?
Oh, I'm dreadfully sorry about cutting off the cat, old folks. But really, he's just giving you a massive amount of random exposition, out of nowhere, saying the exact location of his collar, while the kid's just freaking out. And I'll summarise, because this is a dreadfully long conversation. The cat gives him an incredibly stern talking to about how useless this guy is and needs a life. And because it's a cat saying these things and not an actual person, he suddenly leaps up to do something with his life. Hurrah!
What does that mean?
Not sure. Heard on TV once.
And now cut back to everyone's favourite fat pillock, blundering about the woods.
Wow. I need to get out more.
Yes, you certainly do, friend. And due to a complete miracle of the cat, and not at all a coincidence that they just live down the road, he comes across to the Slug family's house and starts hitting on the mother there.
Hi, I'm sorry. I was just walking in the woods and I guess I got a little bit...
He wanders into the house anyway and they start flirting like no tomorrow. You can tell where this is going to go, considering they're both single. But anyway, not spoiling the end of the story or anything, he gets a glass of water, they talk about TV shows they like,
Humphrey Bogart.
and he leaves. Did you guys notice that these two characters are never in the same room, but instead quickly switch between shots? Even the wallpaper's different between each scene.
I am too good sometimes.
No, you're not. You literally told the man to just wander around the woods. How could you possibly have known this would happen? Does that collar let you see into the future too? Oh well, the fat dude says he's still coming back to see the woman again, probably to stalk her. So let's go back to the boy and the girl in the other house now, who he's trying to tutor. He's probably going to end up freaking out and having a stroke right about now, because instead of studying, they've got to go to the pool. Oh no, he's got to make social contact. The horror! And out of nowhere, as usual.
It's okay to ask for help.
Did you
If it
just...
means anything, I don't like water at all.
At this point, the kid doesn't even care. The writers know we don't care the cat talks, and they know it. The kid just shrugs it off and has a normal conversation with him.
I can't swim.
And after more classic tear-jerking boredom, the cat wanders off on the all-important question.
Duffy, do you think Franny likes me? Duffy?
The sign of true friendship. And now, back to the Snob family, with nearly 30 seconds before they have any source of negativity.
Don't mess this up for Mom like you messed up your face.
funny, slacker McNo-life.
You can't make me feel bad anymore.
Now, literally all that happens in the next scene is the girl carries the cat up to her bedroom, and the cat confirms he walks between the houses. Close of scene. Thinking about it, nothing's happened in this film in 46 minutes! The next morning, the dad's on the phone to a stranger. He says he owes the company an extraordinarily large amount of money. Obviously, it's all very hush-hush. It's all very secret that the viewer can't find out until later on in the film. But then for some strange reason he goes on and talks to this stranger, who's probably a bank accountant, that he's going to go out into the woods to find his neighbour. I mean, what? Why? And between you and me, he's not even a neighbour anyway. They do live pretty far away. Now cut to 2 minutes. I say 2 minutes of someone driving a white car down a promenade road. That's not a joke. 2 minutes of this film's 85-minute runtime is a car driving down a road. And boy oh boy, do you sure get this obnoxious soundtrack playing in the background. Let's speed things up a bit, shall we, to see just how long this really is. Now we have a huge amount of exposition again, where apparently this woman has a very important business meeting coming up as she sells homemade cheese puffs for a living. Seriously, look at this girl go! She's going to be spending the rest of her day there picking up and placing cheese puffs in the container one by one, rather than just pouring them all in. She really takes time and care in her work. Anyway, she steps outside with her freshly baked cheese puffs after a long hard day's work of baking. And sweet Jesus! That guy in the sports car is making an awful racket driving down these country lanes, even though he's only driving at about 5 miles per hour.
Are you okay?
I think so.
That guy drives way too fast on our road.
You tell him, girl. The speed limit's 3 miles an hour around these parts. Anyways, she invites the fat stalker in for another glass of water.
Thank you so much. Hit the spot.
Anyway, her cheese puffs are done.
Oh, well,
And holy cow, this girl's got hands of steel. She just yanks that tray out of the hot oven like it's nothing. And of course, good old Fat Phil's always here to mess things up and drops her cheese puff all over the floor. After seeing a monstrous being, known in some areas,
don't be mad.
Good going, Phil. Anyway, the daughter comes in, sees Phil and starts geeking out. Because apparently she saw her earlier on the website, I think. Maybe? Anyway, this is incredibly fitting music for such a tense situation.
Well, that may be, but if you're not making cheese puffs, you're grounded.
How can you do that? I'm almost an adult.
Well, until you start acting like it, you do what I say.
Anyway, she decides to stalk Phil home and make cheese puffs with him, because he's got 2 ovens instead of 1. Even though it's clearly stated many times in this film he can't cook. Anyway, the girl refers to it as
This is business. Just keep walking and I'll tell you all about it.
and they go home to make cheese puffs. Since when was this film a talking cat film again?
You did tell her that you were coming here, right?
Oh, yeah, sure.
You know what? I'm sick of this film and simply can't be bothered to cover it anymore. This is a waste of mine and your lives, so I'm going to spoil the entire plot for you now and criticise it. The loserish boys in the waist-deep pool absolutely mortified out of his mind.
I'm gonna get eaten by sharks.
Whereas the other boy, coming looking for his sister who's making cheese puffs, decides it's a better idea to go swimming instead. He then decides to teach the dweeb how to swim. Now moving on to our mate Fat Phil and the other girl who nobody knows the name of.
These cheese puffs are the best.
Hang on one moment there, mate Fat Phil. Why are you eating all those cheese puffs? Wasn't it stated earlier in the film that he only wanted to take 1? Besides, didn't they say they were going to make cheese puffs at his house because he had the amount of ovens they needed to make them? With the amount of cheese puffs on his plate, they could have just made them back at the girl's house, causing no conflict at all. Anyway, moving on. Our mate Fat Phil looks at the girl's programming and sees it's actually pretty good. It's about registering dresses or something? Anyway, he's amazed by it and wants to take it further. However, at that very moment, her mum comes creeping up at the door to bust her like Candace from Phineas and Ferb. From this point onwards, the mother's just out to cause trouble and the whole situation turns to shit.
You forgot this when you left home without permission.
The mum starts going absolutely mental at her two children, because apparently they went to a stranger's house without permission or something. But I don't understand what the actual issue is here. The daughter went because she wanted to further her studies and make the pastries for her so she could take part in her business meeting, and the son only wanted to go swimming with his friend. So she's just out to cause trouble, really.
I'm sorry?
No, Phil. That is unacceptable. I expect more from my kids. And you know what? I barely know you.
So after a complete kerfuffle, she storms off in a huff, and the cat is not very happy with himself.
And Phil, you may very well be a nice person, but in the future, could you take your walk on a different trail?
Whoa! Jesus, lady! All you did was make some puff pastry cakes and teach your daughter programming. Holy Jesus! So anyway, as the one person the cat hasn't talked to yet, the cat decides to follow the mother home and convince her what she's doing is wrong. How? Through the power of repeated stock footage, of course. That's used earlier in the film. Anyway, to make up for the girl, the dorky kid and his dad decide to start scanning clothes? Not entirely sure it's to do with her business. It really isn't explained very well. All I know is they spend 4 minutes wasting time scanning clothes. Although, to be honest, the 85 minutes this film is made up of is pretty much wasted.
What choices do we have?
Don't forget the annoying and obnoxious circus music to accompany it.
Balloon pants.
That's a little much, Dad.
Oh, you're telling him, mate. 4 minutes! 4 minutes! If we do a running total, that's 4 minutes for the opening scene, 5 minutes for the video star intro, 2 minutes of driving a white car, and 4 minutes scanning clothes. What kind of a film is this? Right, anyway, the dorky kids lose a girlfriend, student, no, he's the tutor, whoever the bloody hell she is, has come to the door, and they decide to go swimming instead of studying. Again.
Hey guys, I don't want to bug you, but I thought you might want some lemonade.
That's it. Meanwhile, I have no words to explain this scene. Just watch this and feast your eyes for yourself.
Man, that's a long trip, but I can fix this. I know I can.
Okay. I have multiple questions that I need answers to pronto. Let's see how this goes. Oh no! The cat got run over by the 5 miles per hour car from earlier. Let's run through our movie budget check cutbacks checklist real quick. Step 1. Are stock cat sound effects used? Check. Step 2. Didn't see the cat getting hit? Check. Another budget cut. Step 3. The footage of the cat running away from the car is on grass, not the road. They couldn't even be bothered to film the cat running on the road. I hate this movie. Anyway, the dorky girl and the dorky kid who's been trying to get with the dorky girl the whole film suddenly gets a phone call from that other girl from the Slug family, ringing her that the cat's been hit apparently. Now, we don't know they actually knew each other until this part of the film. So, just having them randomly call each other for no reason is really, really weird. And besides, even if they did know who Franny was, why would they bother ringing her anyway? They didn't know she'd be at the other house for English lessons. So, as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't make any sense.
What's going on?
I think we're gonna go give your friend a visit right now.
Anyway, they all rush off to the other house, and,
Wow.
What the hell? That's it? He was hit by a car! Do you not remember the splat sound effect from earlier? They literally just put paper towels on his head and called it a day. He doesn't look injured at all. Oh well, whatever. It's not like this film was from a good perspective anyway. So all of the idiots meet outside and decide what to do. And all of them come to the conclusion that the cat did speak to them, except the dopey mum. But then the one person who had this really specific instructions from the cat of where the collar was, said they should go and find it. So they do. Why would the collar help him? He's not Jesus. It literally helps him speak to people.
Are you all crazy?
Yes, we are.
Oh well. While the buffoons have a long blunder through the woods, with the loserish kid still trying to creepily hit on the girl, with the mother still complaining,
I think this is it.
they finally find the collar. That's literally sat on a tree stump in the middle of nowhere. It's not hidden at all. Literally anyone could have found it. Right, to conclude this trash flick, all the buffoons run to the house, strangle the paper towel cat with the collar, and then he glows and reincarnates like bloody Jesus because he had a bump on his head. What? Oh well, I don't have too much left to say about this film. Except for the uncovered plot lines. What about the dad being in debt? And, actually I think that is the only uncovered plot line. Well, they all lived happily ever after anyway. Let's get married now for no real reason. Yes, we're madly in love, and I'm going to pat you on the belly repeatedly to show it. Well, that's a talking cat. Please, please, please save yourself any sort of sanity and go online right now and get yourself a copy of A Talking Cat. Well, that's all, folks.
That's all what? What are folks? He's crazy.